Hello and welcome to Andertons TV. My name is Jack, and today I'm lucky to have this in front of me. I'm also lucky to be joined by
Luke Juby.
All right, Luke, man, thanks so much, man. What have we got, and what have you brought with you?
So we've got two new CPs from Yamaha. They're brand new as of like yesterday. They got mentioned at 6 p.m. So it's the CP88 CP73. It's actually a first from Yamaha, 73 notes, so the CP stands for combo piano, coming from the CP80 from the 70s, 76 or something like that, I think.
Good knolls.
And geared around the piano player, electric piano, that's the main thing about it. And for the first time, it's very much an instrument you can just get to the sounds really quickly, and you can change them, you can change things on the fly. There's not so many levels of pages of like back menus or anything like that. It's very much hands-on, and a really nice instrument. I've had one for about a week now. I think there's the only two in the country at the moment, but they're coming very now soon. But so it's wooden keys on this one, the 88, graded, so like a real grand piano. And then on the 73, it's still a weighted action, but equal across the whole thing, much more like an electric piano.
Oh, right, it's nice. There's a bit of weight in there, but
Yeah.
slightly different action.
Yeah.
And so that makes it even lighter.
It does, yeah.
Cool.
I mean, that's so portable. I didn't realise that 73 is you're not losing hardly anything, but that fits across the back seats.
When we just
so
got out
easy.
of the bag as well, and they're going to come with bags.
You can, yeah.
We haven't got one here today, but going by the look of the Mod X bag, you had it in, and we held it, and it was fine. My dad's going to be over the moon with this.
Yeah.
That's what he wants, 73. Nice one, Yamaha.
Yeah, so maybe just talk through it's quite a simple thing. So
And then we've got to get you playing as well.
Okay,
we're going to be talking, and then we're going to get you playing. Yeah.
We've got three sections: the pianos, the electric pianos, and clavs, and then we've got a subcategory that's got just extras that you might need from pads and strings, organs, some chromatic like glockenspiels and xylophones and stuff, and then they've got others which a bunch of things like guitars and bits and bobs that you might want to just play with, but it is essentially for the piano player. And you've got, so start off, you've got grand pianos here, and the CFX is Yamaha's huge 9-foot top of the range thing.
Lovely switches, man.
Yeah, I know, it's proper old school, isn't it?
They feel good as well. Yeah, sorry.
Bösendorfer Imperial, which is 9.5 foot, £150,000 Vienna made.
Yeah.
And then the S700 is a sound from the S90 ES, which was like really popular, and they brought it back. So I think by popular
The gospel
demand as
dudes will
such.
dig that, yeah.
Yeah. A C7.
What might be nice, actually, I realised that when you're touching these things, I want to see you playing them.
Okay.
So what I might do is exit and leave Luke, because I saw you I'll see you here, but great video with the Mod X and let alone all your other playing, which I'm sure will work in some way, because Luke's a badass.
I am new to the camera.
Mate, you're a badass. No, it's cool.
Like
But what's great is just naturally, I'd love to see you go through each one, and then we're going to have a jam on it.
Okay.
And let's high five out.
Yeah, so this is like a new sort of layout for Yamaha. And as I said, you've got the pianos here, electric pianos, and a subcategory. So first of all, we'll go to the grand piano. This is the CFX, which is a Yamaha big concert grand. It's like 9 foot. And obviously you can then get to the reverbs really quickly. There's actually a great reverb sound. And then we can switch, seamless switching as well. So we can go to the Bösendorfer, which is a bit of a woodier sound. And as I said, the S700, which is a sound that was quite popular, very popular in the S90 ES, which is there's kind of less fundamentals. It's easier to sort of fit in a mix, I guess. It doesn't get in the way. So hear the difference between this and. Just a bit sort of more straight down the middle. And digi pianos and stuff. And one of the things actually with this is they are upgrading the sounds all the time, so you can keep doing new downloads and getting new samples and stuff. Upright piano, which is so often keyboards don't have uprights, well they never used to. This one is actually a U1, which is a very popular, real acoustic upright Yamaha piano. And it's actually been sampled. It's not perfectly in tune, so you kind of got that upright sound. Like, I really like this sound actually. And then next you've got the SU7, which is Yamaha's, they're sort of like their top upright. It's very much like the CFX, I think, in build quality. But this is like a slightly more expensive. Yeah, so there there are some more as well, but then next we've got CP, which is from the CP70 CP80, which I said was a 70s instrument in where the Yamaha tried to make something that's portable. So it's like a real piano. It's got real strings, but you could split it in half and gig with it as such. Where you'll hear it on like loads of Genesis, Elton John, and all these sort of guys had it. It's quite distinctive sort of sound. And this is the sort of sound that you can then start adding effects to, I would do. So like the compression, distortion, drive, chorus, this is all insert effects that we can have here. So I can, for example, add some drive onto that. And you can really boost those up in the things like that. So on each of these sections you've got insert effects, and they are different on each one for what might work on those sounds. For example, when we move to the electric pianos here, we have a drive function, which is giving you that sort of the amp thing. So here's so we've got the one of the reed sounds. It's RD, which you can probably guess what that is. And then if I wanted to add some drive, and as with all electric pianos, they always sound great with tremolos. It's got auto pan, tremolo, ring modulation, wah. So if I give it some tremolo, so we're gonna. And so each of these sections has got the same buttons. You can change split points, which unlike some keyboards, you can split anywhere across this. You don't have to get limited to what they want. So if I wanted to split it on a B flat, just press it, and then you've got the two sections. And they're savable on each of your sounds. So you can have certain songs with certain splits. Beautiful delays as well. So the master effects over here, you can add to each of these, and you can add it individually as well. So I can say I want loads of delays on the electric piano, but nothing on the acoustics. So you can have sort of like quite cool effects. If I, so maybe so I've got my piano. And I could start rolling in some electric piano. And then if I wanted to, I could then have just just delays on the electric. And this is a sort of like a tape thing, so you can actually then start doing some really... some beautiful sounds. What I love about the electrics is you can get that bite, so you can... It feels like there's so much headroom to... like you're going through an amp. So that's just actually the first RD, tined piano. So this is a bit of a softer one. I think it's a filtered. Then we can move on to the reed instruments, which is the sort of 60s version of the Supertramp type sounder. Quite a few of these. And then you've got your clavinets, obviously. And then with these things like touch wires can be great. And then that doesn't have to be, that could be actually on a foot pedal as well, so. Quite cool. And then the DX, which is the DX7, which is 80s, and you can have some beautiful, they're like kind of the 80s power ballads often, yeah. Actually, I've still got the wire on. Auto pan, that could be a quite nice effect. Very wide sounds, especially when you start adding all this sort of stuff in. And then we can go to the subs. It's pretty, just useful things like some strings and some pads. Over here you can see that so this one's mellow pad. No, it's not. There you go, splits on. So actually what I had there was a split. So I can put it down, where my split is probably down here somewhere. And I can start just then bolstering, say I've got a piano. So all I've got is the split just helping the bass down there. Things like that can be quite nice. For example, if I change the split, nothing down there, and then and you can change the attack and the release, which is nice for some of these sounds. And then just lots of different sounds with this one. So we've got some strings as well. Oh, that's another pad. It gets some strings, like so. We can have some. And I could say I want tons of reverb on the strings. Quite nice effects. And then you've got organ. You can go through rotaries, obviously. You can drive it. So again, turn off the... And loads of chromatic instruments as well, like glocks, and these are going to be really handy for like picking like certain motifs out these days in pop. What else is there? A glock, vibraphone, xylophone. So you know, those sort of sounds. Yeah, and then in others, just tons like from synth leads. Actually, because this is Yamaha, that you can get in and get pretty dirty on some of the options. So for example, there, I wait for the pitch bend wheel, but it's not there because I've obviously turned it off at some point. But what you can do is say that I want pitch bend to work on the subs. I obviously don't want it to work on the grand pianos, but I might want it to work on one of these things. So you could do some really great effects. So on this one, I think I have nothing on the grand piano, and I have it on the electric piano. So I could do some effects like. Just doing the delays pretty much. Without actually affecting the piano. Which is quite neat, and you can do that on foot pedals. You can do it on pretty much anything you say, I want you to listen to this, don't listen to that. What else? Oh, great thing as well. It's got a sound card in it, so you can put your laptop there, you can run main stage, and it goes straight through, and it's actually affected as well by the main knob, so that I can have everything mixed in here and go out, and again, I send out, and I can turn this into a master keyboard and say, I've got 4 zones, can be different MIDI channels going to different areas. I can say I want just a zone that covers just these 3 notes and have samples up there, whatever you want, and it just goes straight through the instrument and then out through the outs that you're sending off with your main pianos and stuff, which is great. Another set of ins, so you could have another synth coming in, analog, somewhere around here. Yeah, it's just it is like a hands-on instrument, but it's also so much more that you can actually sit down and use it as your main thing in the studio or your main thing on the stage. But it's like one hell of an instrument this year. I've really enjoyed having it at home for the week. And yeah, so that's some of what's here in the new CP range, CP88 CP73. And yeah.
Hey, back in the room, Luke. That was lovely. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was in the corner just like dazed and confused by how lovely it sounded. But we've got the 73 in front of us now, and I'm going to have a play on it in a minute, but there were a few more things you just wanted to add.
Yeah, well, so there are some great functions. So even though it looks like we're limited to piano, electric piano, and the subs, we can actually go into advanced mode where we put whatever we want down each of these. So if I want 3 pianos, I can do that. Oh. So the cool thing about that is, so now over here, these are all turned off, so the numbers are turned off, which shows we're in advanced mode. And so now I can go through, and I can actually then choose 3 of the same piano if I wanted. And what might be cool about that is, for example, that we might want...
Michael McDonald.
Okay. Yeah, we could...
You know that LA piano sound, like the layered piano sound? Well, I always think of it like a CP80 underneath and a Rhodes underneath the grand.
Yeah, okay. That means you can put that across all 3, because you could put the CP80 over here. But also what we can do, which is nice, is then you can have the... so when we've got that off, say, we can go... Because we've got the octave button here. So then we can start having octave pianos.
Oh!
And because we've got the splits, cool. We can say... So you can have the sort of Coldplay type... Without having to do the... both hands.
And over a certain red keyboard, that's a really cool feature.
Oh, cool.
You know, like having multiples of that on this, and the price point, what I think it's going to come out at, that's really cool.
Yeah, and so that's a great feature. There's also they've got it so that it's already linking up with the Sound Wando, which is Yamaha's app and on the computers and stuff. And so you can save your sounds into the cloud. You can download other people's sounds. They are upgrading this as well. So even since I've had it, they've upgraded the OS, and it's going to be a CP OS or something they're calling it. Yeah. And they are going to bring new sounds in, and new, because although we haven't even talked about it, there are in here all the sort of like programmed live sets that they've got. You can spin through.
So downloadable content.
Yeah, new stuff, new
samples.
Have
they said any
even.
word on it? Will that be free? Or?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think pretty sure.
And
and everything at the moment as well. You don't have to pay for anything else that's in there. What's in the box, what you pay for, all those pianos are in there.
Yeah, and just a little one, again, against, I can say it, because, against a Nord. When you said it's like cloud downloadable, so when you go to a gig, can you just update? Do you have to have a laptop, or can you do it by a USB stick?
You can do it via your iPad. You can do it by USB stick, obviously. That's how I've done it.
You can't do that on the North. That's what having the laptop there is so long, man.
I've heard it takes forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, because I've always been using. I've got a couple of S90 XSs, and I just travel around the world, USB stick in, and it's my keyboard. I go around with a laptop in my back. That's it.
Dreamy.
So yes, that's got that, but it's also got the sound window. Since I've taken it over, there's like a new DigiPiano's turned up out of nowhere. And
wicked. Well, I'm going to get my dirty mitts on it and have a little play, and then a little bit on how this feels and touch the 73.
Yeah, so maybe the other thing we haven't looked at is like the compression on the pianos as well. So you can get that sort of. I always call it cheap piano, but I think some people like call me
house piano, John Newman piano.
So you can dial.
I need the compression, yeah. All right.
On the upright and get a proper.
I love that it's got you on.
You hear the bass notes are so good on it. They're like.
I'm going to crank that up, actually. Yeah, we'll just kind of give you some of that. All right. Yeah. Oh, lovely. I'm going to get my... Let's do it. Bang it. Boosh. CP73. I'm just going to... This is how it comes out of the box. First patch on here. I'm just going to have a play for a second and tell you what the action feels like compared to this. Had a little touch. This is super posh, but this also looks very posh. Let's see if it sounds posh. Lots of posh. Oh, let's turn that off. Cool, I won't do any more talking. We'll just play another patch. Hey, thanks so much for watching today. All the links below to check out the product. Not sure when they're in. They may even be here by now. Just want to say thanks again to Luke for coming down. It was lovely playing and knowledge. Also, I'll invite you, if you like what we're doing here, please consider subscribing. If you don't like what we're doing here, let us know in the comment section and we will absorb your hatred and try to learn from it. Anyway, all the best.